Hi, Leo. Welcome to your December 2023 tarot reading. Quite a month we have coming up here. Mercury will be retrograde for the last 3 weeks of the year in Capricorn. And the Cancer full moon just before we hit the new year, just days before you hit the new year, is going to be really cleansing. And there are a lot of moments in December to help kind of wrap your year up for you. And that's kind of what I'm telling everybody. I'm like, get everything done that you have to get done before the 13th. I know that seems a little early, but that's when Mercury begins retrograde. If you want to check out the rest of your astrology for the month, you can head on over to the Patreon, the Love and Science Patreon. And you don't have to become a member. You can actually just get the rising sign on its own without becoming a member. If you're not ready to do that yet, to become a member, it's only $10.99 to support, and all the rising sign information is up already. So yeah, that's a great way to do it. I have some surgeries coming up in the new year, and maybe even at the end of this year. There's one that I'm not really sure quite yet if it's going to be really soon or not. But I won't be able to do personal readings as much or at all, even. And so my partner had created a foundation earlier this year to help during the times when I'm not able to work so that I can keep paying my bills. So that foundation information is in the description box if you'd like to help out during this holiday season. You'll know it'll go to a good cause. And if we're able to, we also help out other people who are vulnerable and sick and need some help just paying the bills. Seems to be kind of a theme these days. So if you can help out, if you're not struggling, that would be really awesome, and we would truly appreciate it. A little bit goes a really long way, so keep that in mind too. It doesn't need to be a whole bunch. If 2,000 people sent $1, you see, it wouldn't be so bad. So keep that in mind. And I have 40% off all of my readings for the rest of December. My calendar will be closed on December 20th, but using the code FLASH40 on the website, you can get that down in the description box as well. You can get 40% off all of my offerings on my website for the rest of 2023. All right, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get you guys a surrender card. Wow, that is the one. And, ooh, like these. Whoa, there's a third one. So there are 3 that wanted to come out. Awesome. Okay. So we have surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. So surrender to trust. And we have surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. Excuse me. I love that one. So check that card out. It's beautiful. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. And finally, surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Surrender to miracles. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Surrender to trust. Okay. And it feels like December is going to feel just as heavy as the rest of this year, or just as weird. Like this year was kind of wonky. There were just weird things happening this year, and there just wasn't a whole lot of time to breathe and process all of the things. It was just, there was a lot. There was so much that happened. Okay. Let's get a couple more. I feel like you have a decision that you need to make, or, I feel like you're choosing not to make a decision. And the interesting thing is I feel like it's almost a simultaneous thing where you're choosing not to make a decision, but at the same time, you're dreaming of a different life. You're dreaming of a different future, but you're choosing not to make a decision about moving forward. I have the Two of Swords. I have the Three of Wands. And I have the Queen of Swords. So feeling a little testy, it feels like. That's the word I want to use. Your energy is feeling a little bit on, it's like electric. It's like on edge, right? That's what this is feeling like, Leo. Queen of Swords, Three of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so it feels like there's this ending. It feels like there is closure. And I literally want to say that there's closure on like happily ever after is what this feels like. Because that Ten of Pentacles is having everything. Like it's having the house and the family and the car and the job and the animals and the dog and whatever, and just having the life, right? And having all of that. And I feel like that's changed for you. And so there's this chapter that's kind of closing for you on what this Ten of Pentacles used to look like. And it almost, and it's interesting because I'm kind of almost thinking of the Ten of Cups, like the dream is gone, like that dream. But now it's time for you to think up a new, and the Three of Swords feels like, I feel like this is the energy that's sort of coming into December, right? Like, you've got to move forward. That there's the ending of, and whether this means there's the ending of a relationship, the ending of a job, it's something that was very important and it was part of your future plan. We always plan for things, right? And somehow this future is no longer, right? And it could just be the ending of a relationship, or it feels like it's just the ending of something. And it was pretty substantial. If it's the Ten of Pentacles, that's a pretty substantial ending to something. So, and it wasn't easy, obviously, but I feel like if you, when you're ready to move forward past that idea of what your life was supposed to look like, and you move past the pain and the heartache of losing that idea of, that's a grief, that's a loss. I have been through many things, many grief, a lot of grief, much grief. Let's say it that way. I've been through much grief when it comes to what will never be again in my life. I'm going to get emotional. And that's hard. And you kind of have to stop and think like, wow, I really had an attachment to what I thought my life was supposed to look like. And then the universe comes along and says, well, my friend, there are certain things that your soul decided that it wanted to learn. And I know that that's controversial, that, there are some people that will say that this is not a fated or destined life we have chosen here. But I know for myself and my own beliefs that I chose certain lessons to learn in this lifetime, because my soul's done with the human journey. Like, I'm not doing this again. So I know that this was the last time I was going to do this, and there were certain lessons I had to learn, and that's what I feel like this is. In a way, this is like, you once thought your life was going to look a certain way, and then it gets flipped on its head, and now there's the ending of that story, and you have to grieve that. And there's a certain amount of distraction that we can absolutely give to that. Ooh. I saw what that card was before it turned upside down. So Yeah, and I sort of in some ways I feel like you think that even your future was stolen from you um, by whatever is occurring or whatever is happening. Yikes! Yeah. Okay. There's promise. Wow, the luminary showed up. I love it when the sun and the moon show up in a reading. There's always promise when the sun and moon show up. But we got to get through it first. We got to get through it first. The 10 of Swords on the 2 of Swords. You know, part of me wants to say, Leo, that I feel like you just don't want to see that this is the end. And part of me feels like, you know, you don't want to move forward into the future because you don't want it to happen to you again. You don't want to feel this is painful. This is very painful. That 10 of Swords is absolutely 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. It's painful. And I say that it feels like in a way that your future was stolen from you because we have the 7 of Swords with the 3 of Wands. Now, your future can't really be stolen from you. That's a concept that would probably take a really long time for me to talk about, and I can't really do that in a short tarot reading today. But your future can't be stolen from you because what is yours will be yours. And what has been yours was yours for a short time. And then it moves on, right? Everything transitions and everything moves on, and we just move forward. And it sucks. And it feels like swords being stabbed through your entire body, right? When that happens, it's so painful. So relying on friends. You know, I have the Queen of Cups and on the Queen of Swords. So I sort of feel like you're in two different modes this month, Leo. I feel like you are in like really sharp, like your emotions are so much on the surface and so painfully on the surface that you will snap at anything and snap at anybody. Like, don't mess with me this month. This is not the month to mess with the Leos at all. At all. And then we have the Sun on the 3 of Swords. I didn't look at the bottom of the deck. Oh, look at that. Saturn is at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Saturn is currently in your 8th house, Leo risings, and along there with Neptune. So there is a lot of death and transformation happening in your life in that 8th house in a big way, and having to learn the lesson of what death and transformation looks like. Death, the rebirth cycle, death in the rebirth cycle, right? What is the reality of that? And really, truly, it's just a transformation of energy. It's a shift of energy. You go from a physical form to a spirit form to an ethereal form. Some people think you turn into a gas. I don't know exactly what happens. I just know that because I can connect with those people or those energies, I know that I'm going to become one, or I am already one, and I'm just sitting in this human body. The Sun on the 3 of Swords. So the transition from negative energy into positive energy will move through you as you process through the month and the emotions, whether you're losing that job and you have to process your ego of losing that job during the holidays, you're losing a relationship and you have to process that losing a relationship during the holidays, whatever it is that you're processing this month here in December, Leo, it's lightening you up. It's making you lighter. And it's also helping you to realize, because with the Sun is one of the best cards you can get in a tarot reading, because the Sun is the healing property. The Sun is the brand new day. The Sun is you. And this is kind of reclaiming yourself after a really difficult time, after some loss and after some grief. You're reclaiming yourself. And it's nobody said that that was going to be easy, but once you're able to reclaim yourself, you'll finally be able to feel what that future is going to look like again. And the moon on the 10 of Pentacles, nobody knows what that future is going to look like. So whatever it was that you feel like you were gypped on, right? Because it feels like you were gypped and there's this chip on your shoulder. Whatever you feel like you were gypped on, I want you to remember that having expectations of what your life is supposed to look like is where the disappointment comes from. And I know that that can sound a little bit cliche and cheesy in certain moments and times of life, but when it comes down to it, Leo, it's true. You know, it's true. Saturn at the bottom of the deck. Ah, oh, there's the 10 of Cups. Oh, hallelujah. So there's this lesson that you really have to allow yourself to go through this December in order to get to the other side, Leo. 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, Ace of Wands. There's something big coming for you in the new year. And it's bringing a brighter day, and it's bringing a happier future, and it's bringing some things that you probably didn't even realize that you wanted so bad, right? And now you're going to get it, and you're like, oh, holy crap, I didn't even realize I wanted that thing. Here it is. So I hope you guys have a good December. I know that parts of it are going to be a little bit difficult, so please take care of yourself during those times and love on yourself. Just love on yourself. Just love on yourself and take care. And thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.